going to show you all the possibilities that you have when you're using resin. So you can create fridge magnets using resin, you can create earrings, necklaces, rings, you can even create miniature scenery like this. And I have got a tutorial for this on my channel if you want to check that out. So let's talk colouring. Do you have to buy pigment when you're using resin? No, you don't. You can just use food colouring, or you can even use acrylic paint, or you can even use chalk or eyeshadow as pigment. All you have to do is scrape a bit off using some scissors or a craft knife, and there you've got your colouring. Another really cool thing that you can do with your resin is draw on top of them. So you can create silhouettes, any kind of design that you want. If you're using UV resin, you're going to need some transparent molds. This is because the UV light needs to get through to all of the areas. So if you're using molds like this, UV resin isn't going to have a great time curing. But molds like this are just fine for epoxy resin. You can also use bottles like these and cure UV resin in there or epoxy resin. And if you're looking to use resin for jewellery making, then these molds are perfect because they've already got this bit here. So once you slot it out, you've got a hole and you don't need to drill one. So if, for example, you're creating a necklace and the mold that you have doesn't have one of those holes in, then you're going to need to hand drill one yourself. I personally don't really use these molds that have holes in already, and I don't hand drill mine. I haven't seen anyone do this yet, but the way that I do mine, I take my bail and I flip my pendant around and I stick my bail on like this using a touch of UV resin, and I cure that in place. So then it flips over, your bail will come up just like this, and you slip the necklace chain through, and there you go. You don't have to hand drill a hole in, and you don't need to stick to molds that have the holes in already for you. So in this part of the video, we're going to get into the really fun part. I'm going to show you all of the possibilities that you have when working with resin. So we're going to create some jewellery using some stickers, and you can even play around with some embellishments like this or even this. And I'm also going to show you how to take some paper and create jewellery with that. I think that's quite pretty here. Let's pop that out. Okay, so this here is just a paper, and watch how I transform this into a ring. So first step, we take some sellotape and place your paper on there, and then fold the sellotape over it like that. And now you're going to cut around that. So here's my piece of paper all covered up with sellotape, and we can go ahead and resin this up. I brought these pipettes the other day, and I think it's really useful for UV resin projects. So I'll show you how, especially when you're working with something the size that we're working with. I'm going to take a small amount of resin. You can see all the bubbles have just come out as well. So we're going to get rid of those annoying bubbles. So you can see we've got a few bubbles there. All I'm going to do is take my straw and blow at them. And there you go, you can see all of those bubbles have just dispersed. Now if you're using epoxy resin and not UV resin, don't worry, you're going to follow the exact same steps that I'm doing. The only difference is that I'm going to be curing this with some UV light, whereas you're going to let yours sit for however long it needs to cure. So I'm taking this pack of rings, and these rings are really good because you can open them and size them up to fit your finger. And these are really cheap, guys. I get everything so cheap off eBay. So if you want the link to anything, make sure you let me know in the comments. So take a small amount of resin, place it on there, because resin acts as glue also. So we're going to put some resin on there. and take a little paper, put that on top. So this is when a torch comes in handy, because I can't put this in the machine at the moment. It's just going to fall apart, so I have to actually do this by hand, and it does cure really fast, especially for resin this size. So we're going to just place that over it and hold it in this position for about, I think 3 minutes should do. And guys, all of the stuff that I'm going to be making in this video will be given away to you dear subscribers, and I'm going to tell you all how to apply to win at the end of this video, so stay tuned. So I'm going to take some wooden embellishments this time and teach you how you can turn these into some necklaces. And these just make the cutest gifts, I think, so it's really great for Christmas time. So I'm going to pick up some more resin with my pipette, and then I'm going to do the same thing. All you're going to do is place your resin on top. So you can see with resin, you can turn it into anything. Necklaces, earrings, key rings, magnets. So this time I'm going to show you how to pop bubbles using a toothpick. And I've got a small little bubble here, so I'm just going to pop that. And there you go, this is ready now. I'm going to put it under my UV light in the machine, just here. So let's move on to our third project. Look at how quick it is, guys. Next I'm taking these are embellishments, but I'm making use of the extra space. So the first thing you're going to do is take some tape and place the embellishment on there. And with pieces like this, it's really important not to get your fingerprint like that inside there, because that's going to show in your resin. So I've got a drop or two in there, and then I'm going to take my pipette with the resin in and put some in there. Let's mix this up with a toothpick. So there you've got your colour. We're going to pour this in the gaps in the hearts. And now I'm going to place this inside of my machine as well. If I was using epoxy resin, I wouldn't be able to do all of the projects I'm doing at once really quick for this video right now. And this is why I personally really do like using UV resin for these small projects. Next, I'm going to show you how to create some really cute earrings using some stickers. So again, I bought this pack of stud earrings off eBay, really cheap. They even have the backings as well. So I've just got a pair out here. So I'm taking a pipette and a small drop of resin on these. I mean, these are tiny, so you don't need much at all. There's my drop, and then I'm taking my sticker. Going to place that in the center, just like that. And because this is already glossy and domed, the type of stickers that they are, I'm not going to need to put a layer of resin over that, but generally you'll need to put a small amount of layer on top of your sticker, and then we're going to just turn it upside down, and I'm going to place it inside my machine. And I'm just going to do the same with the other earring now. So a quick checkup, this is cured, it's all stuck down, nice beautiful ring, and you can just adjust that at the back, and there you go. Who would have known that you've made this super inexpensive out of the paper, and there you go, you've got your own personalized jewelry. I've just taken this out of the UV machine, and look at that beautiful gloss. So you're going to flip this over. Again, see, I haven't used a mold for this. This is just a wooden embellishment, no holes, you don't need to drill anything. And then we're going to take this bag of bales, you open that up and you slide your necklace chain through there. So what we're going to do is apply a small amount of UV resin on this side here and turn it over, stick it on. And I'm going to apply a drop on there. That might even be too much, so I am going to take one of these, and this is what I do when I've just put too much UV resin on. So that's perfect now, and I'm going to take my bale, just put it in the center there, and then we're going to put this under the UV light. So our reindeer is back out and the bale is stuck on, all nice and secure. So let's take our necklace chain now, and we're going to just slip that through, and there you have it. You've got a necklace. You've made it out of a wooden embellishment. Really nice, simple, easy, fun and quick. And there you have it, your very own reindeer necklace. So there you go, you can make jewellery using resin and you don't even need a mould. And you also don't need to drill a hole to place your bale on. You can just do that at the back and that will just work fine. Just taking the earrings out, and look at how adorable these are. Look at how quick these are, guys, honestly. They're so quick to make. So now I've just got this out of the UV machine, the embellishment that we're going to turn into a fridge magnet. So all you're going to do is pull away at the sellotape really gently. Another thing that I want to show you is if it comes out matte, you can always use UV resin, a clear coat of UV resin just to give it that extra gloss, or you can go in with some clear nail varnish like this. So I'm just going to show you all how to do that. Take your piece and simply just go over it using a thin layer. And you can also add glitter to UV resin. I'm just doing it on the top this time. This is sort of like a sun catcher as well. So I put a drop of UV resin in the middle there, and I'm going to take my magnet, and the sticky side I'm going to place in the center there, and then again we're going to cure this under the UV light. And this is all nice and cure now as well. So we have a fridge magnet that we've made out of UV resin and an embellishment, and it sticks nicely as well. And when you're working with resin, make sure that you are using dried flowers. That's because when you're using normal flowers that aren't dried, they contain moisture inside them, and that's going to create yellowing, which you don't want. So you can go ahead and buy these. These are from China, so they are cheap, or you can just press your own flowers and dry them out. So before putting your flower inside the mold, you want to create a small layer first. So I'm taking my resin and I'm going to apply a small amount. So really quickly, light it up, pass it over it, and any bubbles you have will be popped. Now I'm going to take my dried flowers and put them inside there, and I'm going to cure that and then come back and put a clear layer of resin on. So in it goes inside my machine. So I'm going to take this out now and see if it's cured enough. I think it has. So I'm going to take another layer and we're going to pour that over. There you go. The bubbles went really quick with the fire. And I'm going to place this inside again to cure under the UV light. Now I'm going to show you how to try something else. These are called bezels. This pack here comes with a dome on top, but I'm not going to be using that. So generally when you buy bezels, you find them just like this. So taking a small amount of clay, you're going to take the bezel and just put that inside like this. Then you're going to take a drop of water just on your fingertip and smooth that clay out. And then take a leaf. It can be artificial, it can be real, and all you're going to do is emboss that inside your clay. So just going to press that down as firm as possible because you want a really nice print. And then check if you're happy. If you're not, you can just take water, smooth it out and start again. you can take a clear layer of resin and just dome that and apply it on the top. And we're going to pop this in the UV light machine, and that probably needs 5 minutes to cure. So we have got this out of our UV light and it's all cured. I think this is beautiful. Also got this out, so let's remove it from the mold. So that's beautiful as well. And so you can see here now, let me show you guys, yeah, there you go. You can see all of that extra bit of resin. So all you do then is that you take your sanding paper or your sanding block, which is what I'm using here, and you just sand away at the edges there. Get it nice and even. So there you go, you can see now it's all done nicely. And you have your pendant with your dried flower. Sometimes the simple things are just the most beautiful, I think. So as you can see, the possibilities with resin is really endless. You can take a bottle and create a miniature beach inside here, and you can even make beautiful personalized photos of your loved ones. All you have to do is print it out, and as I showed you earlier, you go over it with some sellotape, put it inside your pendant, add your resin, cure it, and you've got a beautiful personalized necklace. And you know, that kind of stuff you pay a lot of money for, but you can really make it yourself, and it's just so inexpensive. And I also want to share a tip with you all. If you do decide to add glitter to your resin, make sure that you put a layer of clear resin first and let that cure, and then you can go ahead and mix in a small cup some resin and glitter and then pour that as another layer. That's because if you were to deal with glitter first, it's just going to sink to the bottom and it's not going to have a nice effect. And another tip of mine is using some nail art for your resin. Yeah, so these are actually supposed to be for nails and decorating nails, and you can get them on eBay or Amazon. And again, I do get these super cheap. They are from China, and they just have so many gorgeous designs in there and different colors as well. So all you do with these is that you pick them out with some tweezers and you put them inside your pendants, and they just come out beautifully. Again, these are some more dried flowers that I've got. So just some more ideas for you guys to play around with. You can take some blank wooden embellishments and colour these in with some Sharpies or some acrylic painter pens, and then you can turn them into necklaces or earrings or key rings, fridge magnets, bookmarks. Honestly, like I said, there's so much you can do with resin, and there's so many things that you can use as well. So some more examples. This is a key ring, so you can add your charm onto there that you've created, and you can even take some pins and add something to there using resin. And you can do the same for some paper clips, make them look cute. And you can even decorate and create your own hair accessories. These are crocodile clips, and you can add some felt on here and then add your resin bit, or you can just leave it plain and add whatever resin bit you make onto there. So my pendant has now cured. I'm going to take my Sharpie, and all I'm going to do is write on this. And this is just an example for you guys so you can see, and you can draw anything, you can write, it's completely down to you what you do on yours. And then you're going to pour another layer of resin on top. Then you're going to cure that layer again. And if you're using epoxy, of course, you're just going to cure that for a few hours or for a day. And for those using UV resin, you just pop this into your machine. And here it is. It's come out completely fine. And so you can write on there, you can draw on there, you can paint on there. I think that my favourites are definitely this gorgeous ring and the reindeer necklace and these cute earrings. And for a chance to win all of this, make sure you tell me in the comments which is your favourite piece and what you've learned from this video. So I hope that you have enjoyed this in-depth tutorial and that it's helped you understand resin, epoxy and UV and the difference between them and the things that you can do with them, and it's given you some ideas and some inspiration and just hopefully taught you that there's really nothing to be afraid of. It's super easy and the things that you can do are endless. It's so much fun when you're creating and you can just make so many things as well as handmade gifts. So thank you so much for watching, take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!